Check, check.
All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Woo! Okay. Sounded a little bit weak.
I think we can do better than that.
How's everybody doing tonight?
That was better.
Awesome. Hey, let's start with a show of hands, because I want to welcome the new people. Yeah.
All of
Thank
them.
you, JJ. You have hands. How many of you, this is your first Hopekids kickoff event? Put them up high. Woo. All right, let's hear it for these people. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for coming to what is probably the strangest Hopekids event you'll ever go to. We, tonight, have worked real hard and tried to put on the best show we possibly could for you. We have literally the strongest men and women on the face of the planet here tonight. These people, yeah, that's okay. You can. That's all you can do for the strongest men. I'll send them out here. We have 60 men and women who came here tonight from all over the United States and Canada. We've got California, we've got East Coast, West Coast, we've got Canada. These people came and they paid to come and they paid to be here tonight, paid their own expenses to do this for you. And you know why? You know why they do this, Mike Hamilton?
I don't know. Tell us.
These 60 men and women do this because they love Hopekids.
Although, Scott, I do want to argue with that. I would say that this side of the curtain is much stronger than this side of the curtain.
Absolutely, positively. But we got some scary stuff behind this curtain. But let me tell you, when I say that these men and women love Hopekids, I'm not referring to a logo on a T-shirt, and I'm not referring to an organization. I'm referring to Hopekids. And that's why they flew from all around the country, because these strong men and women love Hopekids. So we're here tonight kicking off Relentless, which is even harder to explain than what this show is that we're actually going to give you. What is this thing we call Relentless? Maybe the best thing I could do to give you a preview of who we are, what we do, and what we believe is a small video up on these screens. This is Relentless.
Relentless is a profound experience. On the outside, it's cool how much good we do from raising money. But once you get closer, you can see that the money's just the tip of the iceberg. Relentless becomes part of your lifestyle. Childhood illness is the most brutally real thing that you will ever see. To meet kids who haven't had a chance to grow, who already have to fight with everything that they have, it's hard to imagine being that strong on your own. But then, when you see the relief in a family's eyes that we have their back, that they aren't alone, there is an army of us who want nothing more than just to support them and stand by them through this whole thing. Every supporter makes a difference, from the guys who spend time visiting these kids, the guys who drive out on the weekends, to the lifters, the help at the meets, even the guy who just saw one of the links and donated a few bucks to the cause. Every bit of it matters, and every bit of it makes a difference. I'd like to take a minute to say thanks. To everyone who supported Relentless in any way, thank you. Remember, Relentless is something that you are, not just something that you do.
Hopekids families, I want you to know we don't stand up here, any of us, on this stage or behind the stage, and presume to know the depth of your fight. But we do stand up here united, telling you that you don't fight alone. You've got some of the biggest, strongest people in the world supporting you. So what do you say, Hammy? What do you say we open the curtains here and bring some of these guys out?
Yep, hold on. We got to do one little thing first. We got to figure out who won that bingo.
A boom!
We got to figure out who won the bingo. So if you played Relentless Bingo, okay, we're gonna narrow it down to see who won, okay? So if you are able to and can, if you can, stand up if you played Lifter Bingo. If you can't, raise your hand or have somebody next to you stand up for you. Perfect. Everybody stand up if you played Lifter Bingo. Make sure you got your card. Got it. Thank you. Everybody. All right, good, good. All right. So here's how we are going to narrow this down to find out. Wow, that's good, man. Nice job. That's great. Here's how we're going to find out who won. I'm going to ask how many signatures you got, and then if you have that many, stay standing. If you don't have that many, I'm going to ask you to sit down. Okay? So, we're going to start with who got 2 signatures? Or more, or more, or more. You're good, Ben. You're good. Okay? How about 5? All right. 10? Wow, okay. Tough competition so far. 14. Who has 14 or more? Wow, we got... Okay. 17. Oh. Does this make me sound better?
That one that makes you look better?
Yeah. 20. Oh. 21. You tell me when to stop, ladies. Okay, keep going. 22. 23. 24. Who got all 25? All right, make some noise. All right. Kristen and Kim are going to hand out T-shirts to those of you that 25. Don't worry if you didn't win. I promise there's more opportunities to get T-shirts tonight. So come on up and get your T-shirts from Kristen and Kim. And then I do think, where's that thumb? Are we ready back there? Yeah?
Remember when I told you we had the strongest men and women in the world here tonight? If we open that curtain, we're going to let you know that we weren't just kidding about this. How about we kick this show off with a little bench pressing? Does anybody know what a bench press is? Has anyone ever seen 1,000 pounds bench pressed?
Wow. Do you know how much 1,000 pounds is?
That's your refrigerator,
yeah,
and your stove, and your washing machine.
Yes. Also, the heart of a blue whale.
Really?
Yeah. And a polar bear.
Open the curtain. All right. The first guy coming out is going to need every kid in this place up front, right here on the stage.
Come on up, guys. Come on up.
On the floor. On the floor. Screaming.
We need everybody.
How often
1,000 pounds.
How often do you see 1,000 pounds?
2 snowmobiles. That equals 1,000 pounds. I looked it up.
Our first lifter came from Illinois. He's the world record holder in the bench press. He won the Mr. Olympia bench press. He will be back here March 27th, lifting at Relentless. Can we get some music, and can we get Matt Hauser out here? 1,000 pounds on the bench.
Yeah, Matt.
What do you say, kids?
You gotta make some noise, guys. Come on.
What do you say, adults? How often do you see a 1,000-pound bench press? All right. You see Matt Hauser wrapping his wrists. That will literally keep those wrists from breaking.
Bow down to the king in red as he walked from the place where the traitor lost both his name and his face. Through the halls and the
I know how to get you guys loud.
blood. He tasted his grin, and it tasted
What
good.
do you say, 1,000 pounds for Matt Hauser?
Took his head, left him broken and dead.
Anybody here paired with Matt Hauser on Team Hope?
Bow down to the,
Right there.
to the
This
king.
is for you. That's for you right there. 1,000
Bow
pounds.
down to the king. Bow down to the king, left none living, unable to tell. The king took their heads
And Mike
and he
Hamilton.
sent them to hell.
Do you know the only thing better than a 1,000-pound bench press?
I don't.
What? 2,000-pound bench presses. You guys want to see that again? You
I'm not-
convinced?
I'm not convinced. Not
Let's try
convinced by
that one more time. You guys want to see that again?
All right.
Well, we've got the all-time world record holder here in the bench press, but he said he won't come out unless Dustin Bragg comes up and helps him. Is Dustin Bragg in the house tonight? Dustin Bragg.
Yeah, Dustin.
Rob has asked for your help. Let's hear it for Dustin. Rob Lyondo, one of the sport's greatest bench pressers, 1,000 pounds. JJ, do you have some music? Here we go, Rob Lyondo. 1,000 pounds.
Let's go, Rob. Here we go.
Pounds. Come on now, you guys can be louder than that.
Let's go, Rob. Get it.
Yeah, Rob. Woo. Awesome. Rob does more for Relentless than anybody I know. Awesome.
Nice job, Rob.
You guys know how heavy that is? I'll tell you how heavy that is. If your dad has a half-ton pickup, he can't even haul Rob Lyondo's bench press. That's how heavy that is. But you know what I think we need to do? Here's something we do every year. We have a little competition, and we try to figure out who's stronger, boys or girls.
Guys. Yeah. Boys.
I know. Even though the boys won last year, I know that girls are stronger, Hammy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You don't think girls are stronger? What makes you say that?
Well, I just look at this row right here.
Yep.
Right here, look at these strong fellas right there.
Yeah, those strong fellas are awfully quiet, though, because let's try this.
Okay.
Where's all my girls here tonight? When I say 3, I want to hear from you. Ready?
They may be loud, but they can't listen real well.
1, 2, 3. Let it out, girls. Boys can't do that.
Wow.
Your boys can't beat
do you
that.
want to try?
You boys can't
Fellas,
beat
do
that.
you want to try to compete? Want to make some noise? All right. Unlike the girls, we know how to listen. Oh, sorry. I have 3 daughters. On the count of 3, fellas, I want you to make as much noise as you can. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
All right, Hammy, I'm going to try one more time because I think, girls, you think you can beat that? How about I bring out some help? Can I get my ladies to help me? What do you say, ladies? 1, 2, 3, and then we raise this roof? 1, 2, 3. Let's hear it. Awesome. Thanks, ladies.
Wow. I don't know. It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Hammy, there's only one way we're going to settle this.
All right.
Your lifter against my lifter.
My lifter?
Pick somebody.
Anybody.
And you pick a guy.
Any guy want?
You pick one of the lifters here tonight.
Any guy.
Yeah, one of your teeny weeny little lifting friends.
All right.
One of these little.
I have somebody in mind.
Oh yeah? Where is he? I don't see him.
Where is Adam Ward?
What?
I want Adam Ward.
Adam Ward's not here.
How about
That's
Adam
cheating.
Ward? Fellas, give it up for Adam.
Adam. Ow! 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 So you want to play dirty, huh? So we're grabbing giants.
Yeah.
You realize that we've got a girl who squats 650 pounds on our team.
Ooh.
We've got one who bench presses 500 pounds.
All right.
What do you think, ladies?
Can they grow a beard like this, though?
What does it take to take down a giant? Well, I came prepared for you tonight, Adam Ward. Let me pull out my lifter out of the back. Are you ready for my Hulk? What do you say, girls? Who's stronger, Adam or Liz? Don't shake that hand. He cheats. So, first strength, test of strength I was thinking tonight, Hammy. How about some simple push-ups? My girl can beat your wimp. What do you say, Liz? You want to show this Hulk how it's done?
Adam, you in for some push-ups?
Adam's
right.
idea of a push-up is an
accept.
ice cream cone. Go ahead, Liz. Show them how it's done.
Count it out, ladies. Count it out. None of those push-ups on her knees, though, right?
Does Liz look like she...
Wow.
You've already won because you can't do more. All right. You know why? You know why I know Liz is going to win? Because your lifter can't even count to 5, let alone do 5 push-ups.
He doesn't need to count to 5 to be able to do it. Oh, a little pause. Louder, fellas. Ooh.
Oh.
It's a tie.
Do we want it to be a tie? Oh, so we want a winner. You are adorable. You trying to kill Adam? Liz, you want to do some deadlifts? Why don't you show Adam how this is done? No, he can't deadlift. He's tired from the push-ups.
I don't know, ladies.
Let's go, girls.
And I let it all out and find that I'm not the only person with these things in mind. But all of me can see the words revealed is the only real thing that I've got left to feel. Just stuck, hollow and alone, and the fault is my own, and the fault is my own. I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so long. So erase all the pain till it's gone. Feel like I'm close to something real. I wanna find something I wanted all along, somewhere I belong. And I've got nothing to say. I can't believe I didn't fall right down on my face. Looking everywhere, only to find that it's not the way I had imagined it all in my mind. What do I have but negativity? Cause I can't justify the way everyone is looking at me. Nothing to gain. I'm when alone, and the fault is my own, and the fault is my own. I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so long.
Make some noise, get loud!
Woo! You can't touch this.
Let's see a double back there, Adam.
You can't touch this. My music hits me so hard, makes me say,
good.
Oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me.
I don't know, it still seems like a guy to me.
It feels good when you know you're down. Well, don't homeboy from the Oak Town, and
I'm fresh out of ideas.
As such, and this is a beat.
I don't want to disappoint you guys.
I told you, homeboy, you can't touch this.
I think this is going to
Yeah, that's how we living, and you know you can't touch this. Look at my eyes, man. You can't touch
any other
this.
way to settle it.
Let me bust the funky lyrics. Fresh new kicks and dance. You got it like that. Now you know you want to dance. So move out of your seat and get a fight down and catch this beat while it's rolling.
Girls,
hold on, pump a little bit and let
are
me know
you
what's
ready?
going on like that. Like that. Hold on,
you're fairly certain, girls,
that you're too much. And this is a beat they can't touch.
What do you think, girls?
Yo, I told you, you can't touch this.
All right.
While you standing there, man,
let's see some girl power.
Sound the bell. School
go ahead, Liz.
You can't touch this. Give me a song or rhythm, making them sweat. That's what I'm giving them now. They know. You talk about the hammer, you're talking about a show that's hot and tight. Singles are sweating so fast, them a white or a tape. To learn.
I can't wait for this.
That's word.
All right,
yeah.
You can't touch this.
Girls win.
Break it down.
All right, well, Hammy, boys, I'm sorry I got to let you in on a little secret. I brought in a ringer this year. See, that wasn't just anybody that I had for my girls' team. I'd like you guys, in a minute, to put your hands together and welcome back Liz Parkerson. Liz flew in from Baltimore, Maryland, to be here tonight. Liz is a national collegiate cheerleading champion, and she also is a gymnastics coach and competed in gymnastics just underneath the Olympic level. So Hammy, we brought in a ringer to win this one.
All right.
All right, I think if everybody gets loud, everybody, boys and girls, we may be able to talk Liz into coming back out. What do you say? Let her hear ya.
Make some noise! Yeah!
Well, I am so excited to be here tonight. This is my first Relentless. And I'd like to introduce you to the guy who got me involved in powerlifting and taught me that I, as a girl, can be strong. And his name is Nick Saronis. He's awesome. He's super strong. And he's the coolest dude ever. And he's got one of the biggest hearts aside from Mr. Scott over here. So, this is Nick. Let's give a big round of applause for Nick.
To be Mac. Momentum. Open sequence.
All right, let's hear it for Nick and Liz from Baltimore, Maryland.
Well, everybody in the place to be.
Oh, I think that happened because you weren't loud enough.
Everybody in the place to be. Open up your mind and let your soul be free. I can feel the moon shine smiling on me. Come on.
What do you think, Tebow? 3 times a charm?
I couldn't wait to get on this. I wanna tell it like it is. Somebody shut me up so I can live out loud. Tell everybody in the place to be. Open up your mind and let your soul be free. I can feel the moon shine shining on me. So
Ten people thought we was gone. It's been a long time coming. But straight out the box, we got the dark side running. So Father Most High, won't you show yourself and shine on this record like nobody else?
everybody in the place to be. Open up your mind and let your soul be free. I can feel the moon shine shining on me. So tell everybody in the place to be. Open up your mind and let your soul be free. I can feel the moon shine smiling on me. Come on.
Make some noise.
Okay, awesome. All right, here we go. We actually have a live feed shout out here. Take a second, Therese. You want to come on? We have a one of our dear Hopekids friends, Miss Maisie, wasn't feeling well today, but she sent a text out to tell Therese, her Team Hope lifter, that she loves her. She's thinking about her, so we want to give a shout out on the live feed to Miss Maisie Martindale.
Hey, Maisie.
Woo!
Woo! We all love you and hope you feel better and can't wait to see you.
Awesome. Maisie, we told you that there's an army behind you. Relentless supports you, and Relentless supports every one of you. Anybody here ever heard of a guy named The Freak Show? Did you think that Freak Show might be coming out tonight? Who wants to see Freak Show?
I do.
You want to see Freak Show?
Yeah.
You guys want to see some more lifting?
No!
You know what, though? We've got some pretty cool T-shirts here and a whole box of them. We should be giving away a few more of these.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Have you seen these white Relentless T-shirts from Skull Island Camp?
I've seen pictures.
These are the coolest shirts in the world. because it looks like white and it says Relentless on it. But when you go out in the sun, all kinds of real cool things appear on the shirt.
Like me?
No, not quite that cool. Oops, that one slipped out of my hands. These things just seem to... See what I mean? It's like they're jumping out of the box.
Ooh, south side.
Awesome. All right. Okay. Open it.
Nice catch.
Okay. We have a Relentless Detroit Got Hope shirt. This is going to somebody very special. I'm sorry, but this little sweetheart right here has been smiling at me all night. And I love your hair. Actually, I love everybody's hair because I don't have any. You're not supposed to laugh at that. You know what? An announcement. We have hundreds of
Hold up.
We have we have hundreds of T-shirts tonight.
Lots of T-shirts.
The Heroes of Hope are going to be walking around handing them out too. Step down, buddy. All right. We're going to start the show tonight, and I want to introduce you to a strong young lady. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? This is Hannah. Hannah came all the way from Indiana to lift for Hopekids. What do you say for Hannah? Hannah, how old are you?
7.
7 years old. Do you know how heavy this is?
65.
No, I was talking about me. That's right, 65 pounds on the bar for Hannah, 7 years old. Hannah, what grade are you in?
First.
First grade. Got any boyfriends?
Yeah.
Your dad told me the only proper answer to that question is no. So let's try that again. Hannah, do you have any boyfriends?
No.
You are us. Not only are you pretty and strong, you're very smart too. Marshall.
Before you deadlift, I want you to do a favor for me. Who wants to help Hannah deadlift? One person. One person, hands up high. Hannah, I want you to take this shirt and you go pick one kid to come up here and cheer you on, all right? Go just pick one kid. Hands up high. All right, come on up.
Hey, wait. You got to cheer.
Okay, now Hannah's getting ready to deadlift 65 pounds. Cheer on Hannah.
It's the time for me to
Go,
rise
Hannah!
to my feet. Wipe the spit from my face, wipe the tears from my eyes. Now is the time for me to rise to my feet. Wipe the spit from my face, wipe the tears from my eyes.
Gotta beat Hunter.
I've got to take my life back. One chance to make it right. I'm gonna have my voice be heard and bring meaning to this life.
It's okay if you have a boyfriend.
'Cause I trusted for nothing. I've been led astray. I've been tried and tested, but I won't accept defeat. Now I've done things I regret, and it's time to reverse the roles. Now I just wanna make good on all the promises I have made.
What part of the state? The southern part? Emma came from the southern part of the state.
I will be on.
To live for Hopekids. What do you say?
Now is the time for me to rise to my feet.
I asked Emma if I could make fun of her a little bit today, though, and I will. Actually, I would have made fun of her even if she said no. Because yesterday, her and her brother were outside, and you know what? They actually like snow. Isn't that weird? Because where they live, it doesn't snow. So here's what I think we need to do. I'm going to find one of those hats and we're going to get you a stocking cap for those cold, cold Arizona nights when it snows. 115 pounds on the bar, but before you do it, Emma.
Before you go, Emma, we're going to do the same thing over again. One kid, hands up in the air. You're going to go out and choose one kid to come up here and help cheer you on. The louder you are, the better chance she's going to pick you, so let's get loud.
Marshall.
All right, come on up. And what is your name?
We're going to load the bar to 180 pounds. 180 pounds. No stranger to deadlifting on this stage. I'd like you guys to make some noise for Hunter Londo. Come on out here, Hunter. Hold on, hold on, hold on. How old are you?
10.
10. And where are you from?
Rock Falls, Illinois.
Where is that?
In Illinois.
Okay. Good. All right. So you are lifting 180 pounds. How much do you weigh? You don't know. Okay. Works for me. Do you have any girlfriends?
No.
Do you want a girlfriend?
No.
Okay. Just, I was asking, there was a couple gals that asked earlier. They wanted me to ask. So I'll tell them no for you. Why don't you go grab, you have a t-shirt? Why don't you go get one, get a boy up here to make some noise.
All right, come on up.
All right.
Come on, Hunter. All right, everybody get up for Hunter. Let's go, Hunter. Yeah. Let's go, Hunter. You got it, Hunter. You got it.
This counterculture of a 1,000 years. It makes my eyes bleed every time I turn around. How will they all feel when I bring them to the ground? And I say, I walk for miles inside this pit of danger, a place where no one.
Okay, now just for the record, I'm going to come back to this in a little while. How much weight did you lift today, Hannah?
65.
65 pounds. Remember that number. Emma, how much weight did you lift today?
115.
115. Remember that number. Hunter, how much weight did you lift today?
180.
180. Is that near your best? What's your best?
200.
200 pounds is your best. Okay.
Way to go. All right, let's hear it for these three young kids.
I just want to take a quick second to tell you guys a short story. If anybody's familiar with Les Brown, the motivational speaker, this might sound a little familiar to you. But when we get done with it here, I'm gonna teach you guys a little lesson about potential and limits, all right? Okay, now the story goes like this. There was 2 kids off playing out on the ice. These kids were far too young to be off unattended playing in the ice, but they're playing out on the ice anyways. Now, unfortunately, as it was, when these kids are playing on the ice, one of the kids actually fell under the ice and went under the ice and was drowning. And his friend was trying frantically, screaming, crying, just trying to claw through the ice, trying to get his friend out from underneath the ice, but he just couldn't do it. No matter how hard he tried, he could not get his friend out from underneath the ice. So what he did was, he ran off to the shore. While screaming for help, when he ran off to the shore, he went off and broke off the biggest branch he could find. He broke off the biggest branch off this tree he could find. And he ran back and he just starts beating the ice. For 5-10 minutes, he's just beating and beating and beating the ice. And finally, he's able to break free. He breaks free, he grabs his friend and pulls him out. Now, while all this is going on, there are paramedics on their way. People have heard the screams. Paramedics are on the way. They come, they revive the kid. The kid turned out all right. But as they're loading the kid into the ambulance, the 2 paramedics are talking to each other. One paramedic says to the other, how did this little kid take this huge branch, break it off this tree, drag it all the way out into the ice, beat the ice until it broke open and he could get his friend out? I don't understand how this little kid could have done that all by himself. And the other paramedic turns to him and you know what he says? He says, because there was nobody there to tell him he couldn't do it. There are so many things out there. I know everybody out here, everybody has a goal, has a dream that they don't think is possible. At one point in time, everybody knew that the earth was flat. At one point in time, everybody knew the earth was the center of the universe. At one point in time, everybody knew that man could not fly. And at one point in time, every one of you out there has a dream or a goal that someone knows you can't do. The limits are nothing. There's no such thing as impossible. To prove my point, now, Hannah, you said you deadlifted 60 pounds, right? 65 pounds? Do you want to know how much weight you actually lifted? You actually lifted 70 pounds. Do you know why you did 70 pounds?
No.
Because you believed you could. You know? How much weight have you ever done before? That 65 is the best you did for 1 rep. And you just repped out 70 pounds for how many reps?
65.
For 5 reps? You did that because you believed you could. It was 70 pounds on the bar. That wasn't 65. Okay, Emma. How much weight did you think was on the bar?
115.
Would you like to know how much weight was actually on the bar?
Scared too, but yes.
100. It was 135. What's the most amount of weight that you've ever done?
125.
125 pounds for 1 rep. And how many times did you do 135? Twice?
Twice.
Do you know why you did that?
Because I believed.
Exactly. Okay, Hunter. How much weight do you think you did?
80. 180.
180. Okay, what's the most amount of weight you've ever done?
200.
200. Do you know that you just did 205 pounds? Do you know how many reps you did that for?
3.
You did that for 3 reps, and your previous best was 200 for 1 rep. Do you know why you did that?
Because I believe.
Absolutely. I want you to give it up for these kids right here. If you believe, there's nothing you can't do.
Awesome freak show. All right. We can get everybody to go back to their seats. We're going to slow the show down a little bit now. Going to slow the show down a little bit. And we actually have another video that we're going to play here. But I'd like to intro this video before I do it. There's a lot of families here. A lot of people that I've talked to. They sent me pictures. They sent me videos. We got inundated. I have hundreds and hundreds of pictures and videos. And I want to let you know that this video we're about to show, there's 2 people in this room who've seen it. And that's Rachel and I. You folks who've sent me hundreds, all these videos, you can count on more coming. How many of you Relentless folks know that we have very talented people in this family and a part of this group who are not just weightlifters? They're a whole lot more. Does anybody know Barzine? Big guy back there? Barzine, put up a paw. Barzine and his wife, Kristen, are music teachers, and they're very talented musicians. Lydia, you already know that we have rock stars as a part of Relentless. Candace Popolo and her husband, Frankie, are rock stars. They would have been here tonight, but Candace is actually on tour with her band, Walls of Jericho. They're in Germany, Paris. They're on a European tour right now, so she could not be here. But what we did was put together a song. Barzine and Kristen did the music, along with Frankie. Candace did the lyrics. You folks sent the pictures. I told you at the beginning, your strength is our inspiration. I told you that we will never know your battle and your fight. But this is how we see it. This is...
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me down in the very dirt, and still like the dust I'll rise. Does my happiness upset you? Why are you best with this gloom? 'Cause I laugh like I've got an oil well pumping in my living room. So you may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, and I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise, 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 out of the shacks of history's shame, or from a past rooted in pain. I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise, rise, rise. Now do you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my confidence upset you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I walk like I've got a diamond mine breaking up in my front yard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, and I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise, 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 out of the shacks of history's shame, from a past rooted in pain. I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise, rise, rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me down like the very dirt, and still like the dust I'll rise. Does my happiness upset you? Why are you best with this gloom? 'Cause I laugh like I've got a gold mine digging up in my living room. So you may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, and I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise, 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 out of the shacks of history's shame, from a past rooted in pain. I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise, rise, rise. Now you You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, and I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise, 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 out of the shacks of history's shame, from a past rooted in pain. I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise, rise, rise.
Some 1,000-pound benchers. We've seen some amazing kids deadlift. But do you think it's time we get a tough guy up on the stage? Because I know of one guy here. This man is so scary that at one time, the devil himself had a bad dream about Andrew Burnell and he had to sleep with his bedroom light on. Andrew, where are you? Andrew is not only a champion powerlifter, he's won the best lifter at Relentless every year he enters, but he's also a mixed martial arts fighter. So don't beat me up, Andrew. Come on up. Andrew, pretty simple. Being a fighter, you're in pretty good shape, right?
Pretty decent shape.
I mean, not my kind of conditioning, but still.
Close. Can't beat you at the kitchen table.
So, being a fighter, you saw Liz and Adam do a couple push-ups. You think you can do a few for us?
I think so.
What do you say? Does anybody want to see this tough guy do a couple of push-ups? Show me what you got. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's enough. How about with me on his back? No, we don't want to hurt him. Well, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. He's a big, strong guy. He squats almost 800 pounds. Bench press is almost 600. Deadlifts Buick. So I'm impressed. But remember, Andrew, I said we celebrate strength here. So what if I told you that we've got two brothers here who can show you up?
Not a chance.
I'm talking a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old brother here who can show you up.
I've been training with world champion fighters. They're nothing.
Nothing. A 6 and 7-year-old can't do push-ups as good as you.
Nah, no way.
What if I told you that one of these young men has had 3 open heart surgeries, the other one has had 1 open heart surgery?
That's a rough battle right there.
What if I told you that one of these kids has had 3 heart valves replaced and the other one has a half a heart?
That's rough.
You know what I'd tell you? I'd tell you both of these boys have got a lot of heart.
I believe it.
What if I told you that you're going down, Andrew?
We'll see it.
Connor, Carver, come on up here. Andrew, I'd like you to meet Carver. And I'd like you to meet Connor. You guys want to show Andrew face this way? Show him how a push-up's done? Well, all right. That's good, that's good. You've already outdone him. But I heard a rumor that you guys could take it to another level. Somebody told me that you can do a 1-arm push-up. Is that true?
Yep.
I heard you could do a 1-arm push-up, Connor. Is that true?
Yep.
Would you boys be willing to do a 1-arm push-up so I can win against him if everybody cheered real loud? Would you be willing to do that?
Yes. Yes.
So what do you say? Who wants to see how this is done? Come on out here, boys. Why don't we show Andrew how this is done? Go, guys. That's strength, Andrew Burnell. That's good. Way to go, guys. Andrew, you better raise the hands of the winners. All right, before you guys leave the stage, I think Andrew wanted to give you a shirt and make you part of his team. Andrew, you want to get your shirts? You guys did great. Where's he keeping them? Canada? Where's my white bag? Oh, thank you. All right. Hey, Andrew, don't send them away. Why don't you sign those shirts for those guys?
Cost them $20.
Exactly. All right.
Well, I'm trying to think singlet.
Awesome. Now you guys are, this is the lifting suit he wears in Relentless.
I can wash it anyways.
Awesome. Now, Connor, Carver, before you guys leave the stage, Andrew, I think it's amazing that you shared your team colors with these guys and made them part of your team, and you guys have gotten together. I think the guys wanted to make you part of their team. They have something for you, Andrew, that they'd like to sign. Would you guys like to sign those for Andrew?
What is this?
Yep. I'll hold you.
I just lost all my pride.
Mm-hmm. Nobody here wants to see Andrew put them on, do they? Woo!
I didn't hear anybody.
No. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Go meet your public. Another member of the Croc Nation. Hey, Connor, Carver, when you guys come back in March, would you like to see Andrew wearing those shoes? All right, Andrew. Can't break a promise. We already know they're tougher than you are. All right, guys. Well, here we go. Show's gonna get crazy. You guys ready to get crazy? That doesn't sound very crazy. Who's ready to get crazy in here? Hammy, did that sound crazy to you?
Not crazy enough. Not for about what we're gonna see.
Yeah. Does anybody know what this is? A whoopee cushion. That's a Rachel Nutter whoopee cushion. But no, it's not a whoopee cushion. Does anybody know what this is? Hot water bottle. Somebody said it. Absolutely. I can tell you that you guys saw men laying underneath 1,000 pounds. But what you're about to see right now is absolutely the most dangerous feat of strength that will happen here tonight. So I want JJ to crank the music up. I want you guys to put your hands together for Scott, Yago, and Corey, the guys from Grand Rapids. Here we go. Give it up.
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. My secret side I keep hid under lock and key. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. Cause if I let him out, he'll tear me up, break me down. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I kinda lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster.
Today. All right, Relentless. Well, as Scott Nutter mentioned just a moment ago, this is the most dangerous feat of strength we do. What you're about to see are some very, very dangerous feats of strength, and everything is real. So we have to say this wherever we go. Don't try anything you see us do at home or anywhere else. Feats of strength are very dangerous. You can get hurt if you don't do them with proper training. So don't do it. We are professionals. We know what we're doing. Most of the time. Well, most of the time. This is a very dangerous feat of strength. This is the only feat of strength that has actually killed somebody. 1970, California, college campus. This feat of strength has been around for a very long time, and a guy was attempting to blow hot air into this. It is made out of very, very thick rubber, and it hurts, trust me, when it slaps you. And it's supposed to not be able to pop, burst, or explode. Well, what happened was the air came back and collapsed the guy's lung. He died right there. So that's one of the reasons why we say don't do it. Now, what we do is called strength ministry because we're Christians, and we believe that Jesus gave us all unique gifts, and he wants us all to use our gifts to bring glory to God. Now, we're not good at fixing things, let me tell you, but we're really good at breaking things. And so God has used our gift so that we can go all over the world. Corey, me, and Scott, we used to belong to a team called the Conquerors International Strength Team. And we do these feats of strength. We've been to over 25 countries doing what you're going to see here today. Scott has moved on into different ministry because the Lord has pulled them into a different direction. But he is going to be doing some crazy and amazing things. Now, there's only two things that we need from you. One, your undivided attention like what we have right now. And two, for you guys to get crazy loud. Because everything you see us do is very, very difficult. It's very difficult. And so when you guys are cheering us on and making some noise, that's like food for our soul. It builds us up on the inside. Now, I'm going to get things started by explaining one of our first feats of strength. This is a telephone book. This is a grip strength feat, and it's been around for a very long time, too. And some people might say, hey, Yago, what does a telephone book have to do with feat of strength? Well, as I said in the beginning, we're Christian strength athletes. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and why Relentless means so much to me. Relentless got very personal for me about 2 years ago. I've only been a Christian for about now 7 years, and my daughter is 2 years old. So if you do the math, I had been a Christian for about 2 or 5 years when one of the most devastating things to happen to my family happened. Now, you would think that when you get your life cleaned up, everything is going to be great. You start praising the Lord, you start doing Lord's calling or whatever. You know, the Jesus freaks walk around with the Bibles and say, hey, Jesus loves you, he died for you, blah, 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 blah. That kind of person, no bad thing is going to happen to them. That's what I thought. Boy, was I wrong. So, what use is this phone book with a story like that? Well, I'm glad you asked. See, my wife was pregnant. We had already been through 2 miscarriages, and the third kid, my little Claudia, well, there were some complications. We prayed. Lord made a miracle. Hallelujah, she's born, no problems. Well, guess what? Things got even more aggressive when my wife got pregnant with Piper. Long story short, there's a whole lot of things that can happen when you're pregnant. My wife's body had developed an antibody for my blood, and so her body started killing off anything foreign in her body. The doctors told us at 4 months along, hey, you guys are going to have some problems, okay? This is not anything to mess around with because you had problems with Claudia. Well, here I am, the Jesus freak, praising the Lord for the last 5 years. I'm like, okay, this is not okay. This is not okay. And not only is this not okay, we need one of those miracles everybody talk about, everybody pray for, and all through the Bible. But we don't need it like kind of. We need it like right now. So this phone book, when life is going hard, if you were to break out this phone book and call your father or call your mother or your grandmother or your uncle who always has the answers, they don't answer that phone. Did this phone book help you? No, it didn't. Well, what if you're one of those people that want to reach out to the Lord and somebody says, man, you know, all you need to do is just call the nearest church and they'll hook you up? What if you use this phone book and you called a church and you got the voicemail or a suicide hotline and you called one of those suicide hotlines and nobody answered, or they answered and they didn't give you the answers that you needed. They didn't fix your life. Did this phone book help you? No, it did not. But the Bible told us that we could get one-on-one with God no matter where we are. If we're here, if we're in the bathroom, if we're in a closet. And I needed that kind of miracle. Because things got so serious that the doctor said, hey, guess what? You know, we're not playing any games anymore. These numbers look really bad. And we've told you it's getting even worse. So we're going to have to do an emergency C-section. Life gets really real when you're in the operating room and they're washing off cutting tools. I said, Lord, we're out of time. We're out of time. I don't know what you got to do, but you got to do it now and make it happen. You got to do something to change this right now. They're cleaning off the tools over there to cut my wife open. One specialist comes over, another specialist comes over, another specialist comes over. They have a little meeting. Another specialist comes over. They come up to us. This is my right hand up. The doctor said, we don't need to do the surgery because everything looks fine. Now, I'm thinking that this dude done seen it all. So I say to him, why? Why is everything okay now? And he literally said this to me. I don't have a good explanation for this. It's not his first day on the job. He don't have a good explanation. I do. So when Piper was born, and she's at home driving me crazy, she's 2 years old, praise the Lord. Relentless came up. When I came down to Relentless, I saw so many big, beastly warriors, males and females. I seen some amazing women do some amazing things earlier today. And they all came together because they want to stand in a gap for each and every one of these kids. And that's amazing. That's an answered prayer. You guys of a Relentless family, you guys are answering these prayers every single time you meet. Every single time you guys get together, every time you deadlift, you bench press, you squat, you are answering prayers. Because life is so much more than metal. And so in honor of my little girl and the Relentless family, each one of us is going to rip these phone books in half. Are you guys ready? All right. You know what to do. Let's get some music. Come on now.
Away. I'm just a breath away, losing my faith today. Falling off the edge today. I am just a man, not superhuman. I'm not superhuman. Someone save me from the haze. It's just another war, just another family torn. I'm falling from my feet today. Just a step on the edge, just another day in the world we live. I need a hero.
All right. Not hammy, huh? Okay. The next feat of strength you're going to see one of us take all 3 baseball bats and snap them. Now, what you might see in the major leagues is somebody swings, whew, strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, you're out. They get so upset, wham, and they snap the baseball bat. Not going to happen here today. What we used to do is take these bats and break them over our thigh. And then we place our arms like a vice grip, lock in the joints, apply pressure to both ends, and snap it. Nope. What's going to happen today is a teammate is going to take this baseball bat, place it over their spine, hook their arms around it, and attempt to do a curl until they snap. Now, these baseball bats are pretty brutal. You never know what part of the tree you're going to get, trust me. I've broken thousands of baseball bats. There is not an exact science to it. Sometimes we fail at these feats of strength. But that's no reason to give up. That's no reason to give up. But before we do that, I need a young man. Or, come on up here. We're going to do 2. We're going to do her and then you. Yep. Head on up here. You guys are going to be the hands. We need one more kid. Come on up here. Yep. You. I ain't going to turn nobody away. You get on up here too. All right. Check this out. What's your name?
Emma.
Emma. Say hi, Emma. What's your name?
Tyler.
Tyler. Say hi, Tyler. Hi, Tyler. What's your name?
Ben.
Ben. Say hi, Ben. Hi, Ben. What's your name?
Caleb.
Caleb? Ooh, powerful name. Say hi, Caleb. These kids are going to be the hands and fingers of the audience to make sure that these are real baseball bats. What do you think? Is that real? You want to go ahead and give the floor a smack? Yeah? What do you think? Are these things real? All right. What do you think? You want to test it out? Woo-wee. All right. Well, thank you so much. This is what I want you guys to do. I want you on the end here. And one of the biggest things that we need from you is to help get these guys fired up. So all you do is you look at them and you say, come on, guys, make some noise. Come on, give it a try. 1, 2, 3.
Make some noise?
Okay. That was take 1. Let's do the take 2. And you got to say it like you really mean it. Come on, get these guys fired up.
Come on, guys, make some noise!
Woo! I like it. All right. You guys are going to do the same thing for this side. Come on over here. Right over this way. Yeah, I like it. That's what we need. All right. You guys are going to get these guys all fired up. Can you do it? Come on. Teamwork. Come on. Make some noise. Come on now.
Make some noise!
All right. I'll go ahead. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and attempt to snap these baseball bats. I'm going to need you guys to get behind me. Can you do that for me? Come on now, Minnesota. All right, now, come on, guys. I know you can get louder than that. Come on now. Get that music cranking. Come on now. Come on now. Get them going.
Make some noise!
Come on, guys. Let me hear you. Come on now, Yago. Let's go. Come on now. Come on, Yago. Come on, you got this, Yago. Let's go. Come on, guys.
Push me till I break and the anger turns to rage. Why can't you just leave me alone?
Come on now. Come on, guys.
Got your finger on the trigger. You think that you're the
Come on,
winner,
Yago.
but you're gonna get kicked off of your throne.
Come on now. Come on, last one, guys. He really needs you.
You think you're
Come on,
gonna
Yago.
make it ready to get dirty. You created
Last one. Here we go.
this beast inside.
Come on, Yago.
Pulling
Come on,
yours
guys.
tighter and lift a little higher, 'cause you're
Come on,
killing
Yago.
me
Let's hear it.
now. I ain't ready to die.
Yeah.
Tonight, get ready for a fight. So now you know it's time
All right.
to ride a circus for a psycho. Round and round we go. Look out below 'cause I
Or pound it. Pound it. Pound it, but don't hurt me. Ah! Thanks, guys. All right, you guys can head to your seats. Thank you so much. Want to pound it? Boom. All right. Now, when people ask, okay, now what does a baseball bat have to do with strength ministry? Absolutely nothing. But if I was to put a biblical spin on it, then I would tell you a story about 2,000 years ago when they tried to use a piece of wood to break my Savior. So it's my pleasure to be standing here in honor of my Savior, breaking a piece of wood. Now, the next feat of strength. What do I hold in my hand? A horseshoe. Hey, what is this horseshoe in the shape of? That's right, a U. A U. What does that have to do with the Bible? I'm so glad you guys asked me that. Because Jesus sent them out 2 by 2 to tell you about him. Now, granted, I'm not big as Barzine. I'm nowhere near Freak Show. But I am the strongest guy in my neighborhood. That's not saying a lot for the guys in my neighborhood. But if I wanted to be the biggest and the baddest, I would stay in my neighborhood. But when Jesus came into my life and changed everything, he said, no, that's not where it ends. That's where it begins. You need to go out there and tell my kids what I did. And so in honor of him, we tell you what he did for us, because that same kind of power that lives in us lives in you. It does. And so what you're going to see is, in honor of our Savior, we take these horseshoes and we bend them into the shape of an S. How many would like to see that? All right. Now, before we get started, there's a theme, and we're going to need a big strong man. Ooh, we just had a personal request. Make some noise for the Freak Show! Now, I have no doubt he's going to bend this, and he's going to make it look so easy. Freak Show, what's happening, man? How you doing? Don't hurt me, man. Jeez, oh, peace. No, I'm kidding. All right. I want you to inspect this to make sure that it's real. There's no gimmicks. Either we can bend it or we can't.
I could probably fit it through my nose.
I don't think everybody heard you.
I could probably fit it through my nose.
Who want to see that? All right. Now, Freak Show. You want to give it a try?
I can embarrass myself today.
No, I don't think you're going to embarrass yourself at all. Now, we use a push-pull method. Now, if I don't think I need to tell you anything about strength and power or leverage, but we use leverage in order to twist that horseshoe. Now, you're going to brace this part against your body, and you're going to take one end to your body, one end out. Like I said, I know you're going to smoke this thing.
Well, you're in luck. I was on my high school horseshoe bending team, so we're in luck.
All right. So we got ourselves a ringer here. All right. So you guys know the deal. I'm going to count to 3. Freak Show is going to bend this horseshoe. You guys ready? Okay. All right, there is one catch. There is one catch. I usually say this to the novice. I didn't say it to Freak Show, but for legal reasons I need to say this. Freak Show, at any time while you're attempting this feat of strength, if you do hear a popping sound or a tearing sound, that's going to be the tricep dislocating from the bone, and that's a good time to stop. Okay? All right. So, on the count of 3, Freak Show is going to tear this horseshoe apart. Now, you ready? Are you guys ready? All right, let's make some noise for the Freak Show. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it. 5. Come on. 6, 7, 8. Come on now. 9, 10. All right, let's see what we got here. No. I think you got it. I think, Marshall, you turn this from the letter U into the letter C. Hey, is it real? Yes, sir. It's legit? All right.
Or I just not strong.
Thank you so much, man. We do take these. Let me tell you something about the heart of a champion. We've been to over 23 countries, 23, 26, somewhere around there, countries, and we take and everybody in here knows what I'm about, where this is going. We take these all over the world, and we ask people to come out here and test these out. And it doesn't make any sense for us to ask somebody very small, a lot smaller than us, because anybody would be like, oh, of course they can't do it. So this team was in the country Poland. Mariusz Pudzianowski, world's strongest man. Make some noise. Well, anyway, when you go to another country or another territory and you think that you're a strong guy, you can do all these crazy feats of strength, the biggest and the baddest come out to prove you wrong. They really do. And they said they're like, oh, they come out just super swole up. So anyway, we call somebody out. This big dude comes out, tries to bend the horseshoe. I gave Marshall a 10 count. Usually, these big fellas, they know that there's a technique involved, and if they can't figure it out, they rely on their strength and power, and if that doesn't work, they do like this. I give up. I quit. I can't do it. That is the worst Arnold impression, but that's the best I got. That was pretty bad. But Marshall didn't quit. Marshall didn't quit because he has the heart of a champion. I'm pretty sure that his 1,000-plus squat didn't happen overnight. It took some time. It took some effort. It probably took some failure. But did Marshall ever give up? No, he didn't. And so when we were reminded of that, we remind ourselves of the story of Jesus. And guess what? When he was carrying that cross up that road, up the hill, he fell multiple times. He had the chance to give up, but did he give up? No, because he knew that someday Corey Scudder was going to need him. He knew that someday Yago Williams was going to need him, so he kept getting up. He knew that Scott Smith was one day going to need him, and that's why he kept getting up. He knew that one day Scott Nutter was going to need him, and that's why he kept getting up. Jesus did not give up because he's hardcore, and so are we. We're about to make some, you guys are about to make some noise. All three of us going to take these horseshoes and bend them into the shape of a nest for our Savior. Come on now.
It's not like I'm walking alone into the valley of the shadow of death. Stay beside one another, cause it ain't over yet. I'll be willing to bet that if we don't back down, you and I'll be the ones that are holding the crown in the end. When it's over, we can say well done. But not yet, cause it's only begun. So pick up and follow me, we're the only ones to fight this thing until we've won. We'll drive on and don't look back. It doesn't mean we can't
oh my goodness, is that a tricep? Now I don't want to hear Scott say, oh gosh, here we go with the tricep thing again. Now, there's a theme to everything you see here. It's destruction. And I have in my hand a frying pan. We have not one, but two brand new frying pans. And what you're going to see is Scott Smith and Corey Scudder are going to take these frying pans and they're going to roll them up into the shape of a burrito. Say burrito! 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 All right, are you guys ready? I can't hear you. Are you guys ready? Come on now. Make some noise. Let's get that music playing. Come on now. Minnesota Relentless, let's make some noise. Come on now, crank that music up. Come on now. Come on, don't you quit, boys. Come on now. Come on now. Make some noise. Good job. Good job. Come on, Scott. Finish it off. Come on now. Good job.
To bend a world strongman qualifying steel bar. Just said it, and one little kid up front row said, "Bend it in your teeth, dude." And so for a very long time, we've been bending them in our teeth, and that's really hard. But even that got too easy after a while. We bend hundreds of these things a year, and we'll go on mission trips in third world countries, and we'll bend 10 or 12 of them a day. Your jaw feels like it's about to fall off after the second day, but we do dozens of these things. Even that got too hard. So one day, I don't know whose idea it was, but it wasn't yours. Was it yours, Iago? I want to slap whoever idea this was. But we decided to start bending them over the bridge of our nose. And that's where we called it quits, right there. So in just a few moments, you're going to see all three of us attempt to take a 4-foot-long steel bar just like this and bend it over the bridge of our nose. But before we do that, I just want to tell you a little bit about me real quick. Now, some of you may ask, just like some of you may have asked Iago, what does bending a steel bar have to do with Jesus or with anything? I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you. Now, I came from a pretty rough upbringing. My dad was an alcoholic and a drug abuser, and for whatever reason, he hated my mom and I and my baby brother. And so from the time I was about 7 years old, I was getting beat by a grown man with his fists every day. And I would watch him beat my mom, and I would watch him beat my little brother. And I grew up like that, and I grew up angry, and I grew up mean. And after my mom died when I was 16, I got so angry and I got so mean that I decided to go out and make some very poor decisions and do some very destructive things. And because of that, I ended up spending 4 years in prison. And I was behind bars, just like this one. During that time, while I was locked up and while I was away, instead of gravitating towards people of the Christian faith or anything of that nature, or reading a Bible that I got my first day in prison, I decided to go even further away from that and into my depression, and I got into devil worship, Satanism. And that continued the whole time I was locked up until about a month before I came home. I met a little old man on the yard, and he started talking to me, and he said, you know what, son? There's two things that you could do with the things that happened to you in your life. You could let them destroy you, or you could let them drive you. And that was the last time I saw him. He stood up, he walked away, and I never saw him again. So a month later, I walked out of prison a free man. But just because you're free on the outside doesn't mean you're free on the inside. But I walked out of that prison free externally and internally because I finally knew my Savior, my Jesus. So, just like I was stuck behind bars, behind steel bars, this one has special meaning for me because I get to take the same steel that I was stuck behind and I get to twist it up into funny shapes. You guys excited about that? Can we get excited about that? Yeah! All right, we're going to play some music. You guys get excited? Here we go!
I got a bad case, I'm turning it up. It's getting cold in here, so fire it up. I got a bad case, I'm turning it up. It's getting cold in here, so somebody fire it up. Come on and fire it up. I'm in love with the feeling of pressure to the ceiling. Wake up with intention to face my opposition. Get raw when it's time to lay it on the line to the wall where we're taking it. Let the light shine like I got a bad case, I'm turning it up. It's getting cold in here, so fire it up. I got a bad case, I'm turning it up. It's getting cold in here, so somebody fire it up. Come on and fire it up. We throw down when it's time for the action. Make it happen and the sound got you feeling like, man, what just happened when it's on? You might not get a warning, no sign. From the world where we're taking it, let your light shine like.
Come on, big finish. Come on now. Twist that thing. Come on, come on.
I got a bad case, I'm turning it up. It's getting cold in here, so fire it up. I got a bad case,
country. And we usually bend 5/8 of an inch thick. That's what we always do. And they couldn't find it up here this time. So we looked at that half inch and was like, oh, that's a half inch? Oh, yeah, we'll just do it over the nose, no problem. Yeah, that was not a gimme. we thought we was going to turn that into a pretzel. I was like, after I got done with mine, I was like, yeah, fellas, have fun with that one. But I really want to turn it over to Scott. When he was on the team, we called him the Bumblebee. When we went to Australia together, I started calling him, because one guy said it while he was working out. I don't know if you guys noticed, he's minus a neck. It goes straight from the ears to the traps. So this guy was like, dude, he's not Bumblebee. That's the Bumble Beast. So I want to turn this over to Scott, the Bumble Beast Smith.
You guys having a good time? I just want to take a minute just to be able to take all this in. This is absolutely amazing. I just want to give you guys a chance to give it up for Scott Nutter and Matt Hamilton for starting this stuff, guys. This for me Minnesota has a special place in my heart. Because it was only God that would have gotten me back here. Because for me, Minnesota is where my life kind of fell apart. 32 years ago, yes, I'm that old. I know what you're saying. I look like I'm in my 20s. But at 8 years old, I developed something called an AVM, an arterial vein malformation in my brain. And 32 years ago, medical science isn't what it is today. It was a pretty dangerous thing. I woke up one morning in the middle of the summer. I had double vision, and my parents just thought I had the flu. So they laid me down for a week. I didn't get any better and got to a point where I couldn't move. And so they went in to see the doctor. They said, I want him in the hospital right now. And when they told my parents, and we came from Michigan. So we go to a hospital in Michigan. They said, well, he has this AVM, and we need to operate. And I'm sure a lot of the parents here have heard things like that. My parents went, no, you're not. How often have you seen these things? Well, we see one every couple of years. Nope, sorry. So we go to Chicago. They said, well, we do one about every year and a half. Nope, not good enough. We ended up an hour away from here in Rochester, Minnesota at the Mayo Clinic. And they said, we do about one a month. All right, great. So we drive here. The night before the surgery, I was up all night throwing up. Terrible headache. And they went in and gave me an angiogram right beforehand. An angiogram is where they shoot dye up into your system and they heat it up so they can see where the issue is. And the AVM had actually ruptured, and it had destroyed part of my brain. So I have no peripheral vision from here over or from here down. But they said everything else looks semi-normal. He has some swelling, but we think he'll be okay. We want you to come back in 6 months for a checkup. So we go home thinking everything's going to be great. 6 months later, we show up, and it was just my mom that brought me up. My dad was working. My mom and my grandfather that brought me up for my checkup. And they said, we found another one. This one's twice the size of the other one. And if this one ruptures, he's going to be a vegetable. He's not going to be able to do anything. He's not going to have any motor skills or anything. We need to operate right now. So my dad drove all night from Michigan to Minnesota to get there in time. And I still remember clear as day. At 8 years old, being wheeled in to the operating room and seeing my parents cry for the first time. And in my household, we didn't know anything about God. Sunday was a day to sleep in. That was it. And I remember getting wheeled in and my parents looking down at me crying. And I said, it's okay, guys, I'll be all right. And I patted my dad on the hand. So they wheeled me in. And my body does not work well with sedatives. So when they put me to sleep, I ended up waking up halfway through the surgery. waking up with my head in a vice. I could feel them moving around in my skull. And I said, I'm going to throw up. So they, oh my God, get him under, quick. Well, they gave me too much stuff. They put me under again. They lost my pulse. For almost 2 minutes. And the only thing I remember is coming back and they said, we got him, stabilize him. And I fell back asleep. But during that time, you know, you always hear when people have near-death experiences, they see that light, they see that white light, or they have the out-of-body experiences where they see themselves. And I didn't see any of that. I just woke up in the ICU, head wrapped up, tube coming out, dripping into a jar next to me. And I remembered what they said in that room. And I said, you know what? I didn't hear any of that stuff that everyone else had talked about. There is no God. That can't be real. Why would he do that to me otherwise? So my parents said I kind of changed after that. I became real serious. And I lived most of my life always looking for something to make myself feel fulfilled. I tried sports. I got very good at football. Ended up getting hurt my sophomore year in high school. Couldn't play anymore. I didn't have any other outlet because for me, football was a great way to take out my anger. I just had anger issues. And I would get bullied a lot. Because up until high school, I was kind of short. I was a husky kid. So I was the last one picked for everything. So playing football, I excelled really quickly and I grew strong really quickly. So I'd use that to take out the anger that I had. And after I hurt myself, I didn't have an outlet for that. So I started making every bad decision in my life. I did things that you just shouldn't do at that age. Any bad decision that any of you could think of, I've been there, I've done it. I guarantee it. And I lived like this through most of my life. I got a job in corporate America thinking, that'll make me happy. I'll make good money, that'll work. That'll fill that hole. And it didn't. It made me feel more empty because money comes and goes. It doesn't fill that space that's there. Then I met my wife. My wife is the strongest woman I know. Because she had heard the rumors about me making bad choices, doing stupid things, getting in fights, dealing drugs, drinking, every stupid thing there was. But she saw me and she loved me in spite of me. She loved us like Christ loves us. She heard all those stories and didn't care. Bad choice on her side. But she loved me in spite of me. And we got married. And it was the best day. I thought, this is it. This is what I was missing. That's going to fill that hole, that God-sized hole I found out later on. So we got married. We bought the little house with the white picket fence. We got a puppy. It was great. That's going to fix it. It didn't fix nothing. I was still drinking. I was still doing drugs. 3 or 4 months into our marriage, we got pregnant with twins. I thought, yes, this is what I was missing. The kids. I had everything else. This is it. And then she miscarried. And I was such a jerk. I couldn't comprehend what that was like for her. The emotional tie that a woman has with those kids when they're created in them is something that men will never understand. Childbirth is something that men will never understand, thank God. But I had no clue, and I was so oblivious to it. And she was so wounded because of it. And I let her kind of sit by herself, thinking she'll be okay in a little bit. And 6 or 7 months later, we got pregnant again. And this one came through, and we had my oldest, Evie, who's 11 now. And it was it, man. Seeing my daughter born, it was like, this is amazing. This is awesome. There's no way in the world that I've created something so beautiful. And that's when God just started working on me a little bit. And I still had so much anger at him over what had happened to me. But my wife was still dealing with all this other stuff from our first miscarriage, and she got so depressed. She had manic depression. She was on medication for it. There'd be days where she wouldn't get out of bed, couldn't stop crying. She didn't know what else to do. When our oldest was about 6 or 7 months, my wife was down folding laundry, flipping through channels, and she came across this lady that was talking about what a horrible life that she had. That she was abused, molested by her father till she was 18 years old, was beaten, but God had redeemed her. God had saved her, and she had actually forgiven her father who had done this to her, and they had a good relationship now. And my wife said, if he can do that for her, he can do it for me, and he can help fix me. So my wife on that day gave her life to the Lord. But she knew how much anger I had and how I used to argue. I had friends that were Catholic, and I would get in arguments to them to the point where they would cry. I would make them doubt everything about their faith, and I would take pride in doing that. But she knew how I was, and so she didn't come to me and say, hey, guess what I did? She held it for me. And I found this out later on. It broke my heart to know that my wife made such a life-changing decision. She couldn't share it with me because I was going to rip it apart if she did. But she did the most incredible thing in the world. She didn't preach at me. She didn't yell at me. She didn't stand on a soapbox. She walked it out, which is something we don't see enough nowadays. People walking out their faith. People have heard about God all over the place. What we don't see enough of is people acting that out, acting in love. And so that's what she did. Until I got to a point, one day I said, Shauna, what's going on? You're not depressed anymore. You seem energetic. You seem happy. What's going on? Are you on some kind of medication? Because I think I need to get some if you have. And she said, Scott, I made the biggest decision of my life. I gave my life to the Lord. And best line ever, I said, oh, all right, well, that's cool. If you need that, that's all right. I don't need it, though. Cool. And she kind of went, oh. But she continued, in spite of that, continued to walk it out. And invited me to church one day, and I thought, I'll get off her back if I go. I'll go. So I sat there at the back of the church, watching everyone during worship, standing there, just judging everybody. They had their hands raised and they're praising, and I'm just standing back, arms folded. I used to bounce, and so I had my bouncer stance. Great, cool. So we leave there. She goes, what'd you think? It's all right. No biggie. Oh. But she continued to walk it out. And then she found a home church, and I went to this home church with her. And I walked in, and there were guys my own age. They came running up to me, and me and my friends back in the day, man, we'd greet each other by walking up and slugging each other. These guys came up and tried to hug me. They're like, hey, man, it's so nice to meet you. Hey, get off. Get away from me. I don't need that. But they wanted to know me. They didn't want to know me because I had money, because I had something on me to give them, because they would know they would be safe in my presence. They just wanted to get to know me, and I wasn't used to that. And so I sat there, I'm like, man, there's got to be something to this. There's got to be something to this. So December 13th, 2003, at 3:30 in the morning, I gave my life to the Lord. Now, I would like to say that the lights got brighter, angels called, trumpets blared, and it was great, but that's not how it is. I'm very stubborn, as these guys know. And it's taken me 10 years to get to that point. And it's been a daily walk this entire time. A daily trial every day to overcome, to get out of my own way and let God work in my life. Do I miss it every day? Yep. But I know at the end of the day, it's about Him. I know in spite of the circumstances that I may have going on, at the end of the day, I have Him to fall back on and Him to rely on and Him to get strength from. So here we are last year, October, and Corey is the one that has really introduced Yago and I to Relentless. We show up in Detroit, and I had no idea really what Relentless was. I'd seen them talk about it. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. They fundraise, big deal. But I tell you what, I walked into that church in Detroit, and I saw something I have never seen before. I saw God moving amongst everybody there, believer or non-believer. And I saw people putting down themselves, getting themselves out of the way, and loving unconditionally on every single person there. I saw a community. I saw a family. I saw what we should all be doing. And I fell in love with it. I'd never powerlifted before. I've been a gym rat my whole life, but I didn't know anything about powerlifting. And I left there, and I still remember Scott Nutter's talk to this day at Friday night, talking about what Relentless was. Is it an event? Yes, but no. Is it a fundraiser? Yes, but no. Is it a powerlifting event? Yes, but no. And I saw all this in action. I saw people loving on each other. And love is what God is. So whether you believe in him or not, that's okay, because he is still using each and every single one of you, because you're here in love for these kids. And that is the most important thing in the world. So I hit up Scott, and this is how cool God is. We get back, and Yago's like, hey, man, what do you say we just drive down to Minnesota and volunteer? Cool. So I posted on the Facebook site. I'm like, hey, man, what are the dates for Relentless? And Scott hits me up right away and says, hey, man, you need to call me right now. So I called him up and said, what did I do? I'm sorry. Hey, would you guys be willing to come down here and do some feats of strength and speak to Minnesota? And God said, you remember, this is where you stop believing in me. And I want to bring you back to where it started for you. And I want to give you an opportunity to tell people how awesome and how much life-changing God can be in your life. And so that's why we're here, is because nothing else but God has brought us here today. And it's something that I will never regret a day in my life. It's been the best decision of my life, and I know it's the same as these guys. And the cool thing is, every person here, you know, you kids down here, do you guys have heroes that are lifters? How many of you guys have heroes that are here, that are sitting down? Can I say show of hands? Yeah? You guys have got heroes that are over there lifters, right? Rachel Nutter. I hate to break it to you guys, but you guys know what? Every single one of the lifters out here, you guys are their heroes. Did you know that? I want all you kids right here. I want all you kids to come up here for a minute. All you kids come up right here. And I want you to turn around. Come on up. You. All right here. All the kids. Now, you guys all said that you have heroes out here, right? I want you guys to look at the crowd. And for everybody, how many of these kids are your heroes? Raise your hands and stand up. You guys are our heroes. And you guys give us strength to do this stuff and to keep on pushing even when it's hard. So thank you guys for being our heroes. Thank you. Now I want you guys to all stay up here, because we're going to end with two things. First off, see, the cool thing about this group of guys is we do all kinds of crazy stuff. We break things, we bust things, right? But there's certain people on this team who have hidden talents, just like Barzine is very musically talented. Corey is a classic trained opera singer. Did you guys know that? Right? That dude, he's got one of the best sounding voices you'll ever hear. But while we can bust things and break things, Yago has hidden talent too. Yago can break dance. And I can't do it because I'll break myself. Would you guys like to see Yago break dance? Yeah? All right. Why don't you crank that music, Yago? Let me see what you got, brother.
This is the 2-2-3 round. It is the standard round for most U.S. military rifles. This is the 308. It is the standard round for the AK-47. This is the 50 caliber round.
Caliber sniper rifle. Imagine the fear that creates in the enemy.
Cool, huh? All right, now our last feat of strength. We're gonna need a volunteer but we need somebody big. Who's like one of the biggest guys here besides myself? No. All right, Barzine? Barzine, give it up for Barzine, guys. That's right. Barzine's gonna do a backflip first. All right. So what we're going to do, big man, we're going to take Barzine. And do you guys know what this is? These are 2,000 nails. This is another 2,000 nails. What we're going to do is we're going to lay Barzine down right here. And then we're going to take that, and we're going to put it on top of Barzine, which is 50 pounds. And then I'm going to lay on top of them, and I weigh 300 pounds. And they're going to hand me 225 pounds in my arms, and I'm going to bench press it as many times as I can. I've gone up to 30 with him sandwiched between those bed of nails with about 600 pounds on his chest. What do you guys think? Yeah? This is going to be crazy, crazy dangerous. Oh, you can get hurt. They're not even nice. This is not going to be fun for him at all. But, you know, he's a trooper. He's a tough guy. So he's going to be able to put up. What's this, dude? What is this about? No. Dude, this isn't powerlifting. We do things raw here. I'm a geared lifter. Yeah, so we're going to have to cut those off for you, buddy. You guys think you should take them off? Yeah? Corey, will you cut those off for him? Sure, bud. Man, I tell you what, we try to bring him in on this, and then he tries to do the whole gear thing. I tell you what. That's all right, though. Give it up for him anyways, guys. He's going to do this raw. He's going to sacrifice for you guys today. Now, he didn't know that we were going to do this to him. But he's willing to sacrifice himself right now for the greater good. What do you guys think? Yeah? All right. Are you ready? We got towels for the blood. All right. We're going to lay you down. We're going to get that music cranking, guys. Here we go. Come on up, Bubba.
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. Deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. My secret side I keep hid under lock and key. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. Cause if I let him out, he'll tear me up, break me down. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I gotta lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster. 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 I'm just a step away, I'm just a breath away, losing my faith today.
Falling off the edge today.
I am just a man, not superhuman.
I'm not superhero.
Someone save me from the haze.
I just want to thank you guys so much. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much for your attention today. If there are any questions that you guys have about what we talked about, anything at all, we will stay here as late as we need to. Please come up and grab us, one of us. Corey, Yago, or I will be here. We will answer any questions. We'll pray with you, whatever you want. So on behalf of Corey, Yago, and myself, thank you guys so much tonight. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Great job. All right, everybody. Here's where we go from here. In a second, I'm going to dismiss you. But I want to let you know, just like Corey, Yago, and Scott, all of these lifters have made a commitment. They will be here until every autograph is signed, every picture is taken. They will stay as late as you want. They have Sharpies. They'll sign T-shirts. They'll sign your coloring books. They'll sign your programs. In the back, Dick Sonnen is set up to take pictures, post pictures. Be sure you go back there. Also, Nikki and the Disney princesses will be giving makeovers out front. We have pizza. We have refreshments. We have snacks. I need to see Josh Taylor. Did you need to say anything, Josh? All right. Hammy, take it away. All right, everybody. Pizza's served over there. Lifters are available to sign shirts, autographs, memorabilia. Be sure you go see Dick in the back.